There's another argument to this. There's a whole new party that was given to us. A new symbol, a new election symbol that was different from what we contest in the by-election also. You know, when you see the flaming torch, there have been two different torches allotted to us. So that was one thing. We were starting from ground up. A lot of our elected representatives had moved sides. We were fighting with the new party name. And ever since the party was founded, Dhanushyaban was considered a part of our identity. So that was a fight we were fighting. And of course, they can continue to talk about the strike rate. And if I talk about the strike rate, if you look at how Election Commission decided that the party belongs to them, the symbol belongs to them, it was not on the basis of the number of affidavits we submitted, the number of membership, members that we have. It was done on the basis of elected representatives, which actually goes against the entire constitutional mandate of a political party. When you say, as per the Schedule 10, forget the Schedule 10, even our anti-defection law, a party can be considered split when there's a two-thirds split. So on the basis of legislative strength, you've handed it over to them. It's like, आपके घर पे चोरी हो रही है, आप पुलिस स्टेशन जा रहे हो, आप कह रहे हो हमारे घर में चोरी हो गई है, सामान रिकवर हो जाता है, और आप कहते हैं पर ये सामान अब इस चोर का है. It doesn't work like that. So we are fighting this in the Supreme Court, and we'll have an answer. But to your answer, 47%, 30%, 60%, 80%, I'm not going to get into the statistics of it. The answer is, out of the 18 MPs, 13 left us and went. Yes. We were left with 6, we've moved up to 9. Bharatiya Janata Party was at 21 MPs, it's come down to 9. They were with 15 MPs, they've come down to 7. Okay. You can look at data from any angle. But as of now, we started from a point where we were absolutely at the bottom. And we've risen. So I look at it as a success story and a story which emphatically proves that the cadre is with Uddhav Sahab Thackeray, the people of Maharashtra with Uddhav Sahab Thackeray, the people of Mumbai are with Uddhav Sahab Thackeray, and the love that is for Shiv Sena belongs, the legacy belongs to Uddhav Sahab Thackeray.
But ma'am, if that is the case, and you're right, we've done many opinion polls and you speak to the people on the street, they say yes, if there's any leader in the Aghadi who is most popular to be Chief Minister, it is Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. In fact, he mentioned that, I think in August in a rally, saying even before you declare the seats of the candidates, you should declare who the Chief Ministerial face is. And yet, the Aghadi has not. So don't the people of Maharashtra have a right to know who is your Chief Ministerial face? Is it Uddhav Thackeray? Is it somebody else? Why is the Aghadi withering on this?
I'm so happy that you're asking the question to Mahavikas Aghadi, because even in your mind, you know Mahayuti is not coming back. So that question doesn't apply.
Because on that side, that question doesn't
arise.
I
don't know if you've listened.
They have said that the Chief Minister will continue as the CM.
Allow me to complete. The Chief Minister, sorry?
Mr. Amit Shah himself has said that if the Mahayuti wins, Mr. Shinde will continue to be Chief Minister. So that question is not there on that side.
So even Mr. Amit Shah has given up on Maharashtra because he knows that the Chief Minister is not being repeated again. So he can just say, हाँ, उसको बना देंगे. He doesn't want to take the losing game on his side and say, हमारा मुख्यमंत्री बनेगा, and then stand to lose. You know, the Chanakya aura of Mr. Amit Shah is cracking right here in Maharashtra. So anyway, as far as our Chief Minister is concerned, for us right now, the idea is to ensure that Maharashtra has a stable government, a visionary government, a government which is looking towards the development of all, which is not indulging in this blatant corruption that we are seeing, which is not undermining democracy as we see. I mean, most of your people here would be from Mumbai, and they're very well aware that past 2 years there has been no BMC election. Today we had a Mumbai Senate election, a university election, which was delayed for 2 years, which was stalled for 2 years. Just 24 hours prior to the election to happen, they brought a stay to it again. We went to the High Court. We said we need to have an election for the university to be accountable. Yet they were so scared to even have a university election. And to give you all the good news, Shiv Sena UBT is winning all the 10 seats. So that is where Mumbai stands. That is where people of Maharashtra stand. So I have no doubt in my mind. So Chief Minister comes secondary. Right now, people of Maharashtra are saying, just get this corrupt government out. This government which undermines democracy, which undermines constitutional principles, which undermines the vote of the electorate, has to be voted out.
So let me ask you, one of the things when you speak to people in the BJP or the Shinde Sena, they say they're banking on this Ladki Behna scheme, which the Chief Minister launched a few months ago. It is similar to what was there in Madhya Pradesh, in Bengal, in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana. Your party has called this bribing the voter. Now, if it has worked in all these other states, Why should it not work in Maharashtra?
Very simple. I'll tell you why it has worked in all the states, minus the Madhya Pradesh bit. I'll keep that aside. In all the other states, whether West Bengal, whether Karnataka, whether Tamil Nadu, it was part of a commitment during the election. It was part of a political party's manifesto and promise. In this particular case, in the case of Maharashtra, it has come at the back of losing a Lok Sabha election and losing so spectacularly. And then they're realizing, okay, listen, we have to target women. Women are choosing how to vote. So let's do this. Let's introduce this for 3 months. Let's give them, Amit Shah ji, the Chanakya that he is, he has said after making multiple promises, he said, ye to jumla hai jeetne ke liye, chunavi jumla. And people, their own people are already saying it. This is a vote-catching mechanism for us. So if you think women voters are getting lured by 1,500 and also having to battle unemployment at home, having to battle high inflation cost at home, cost of living in Mumbai and Maharashtra, if you go and look at the per unit cost of electricity, thanks to Mr. Adani, you would know what they're paying through their newses. So 1,500 is almost like saying that, okay, listen, ab 1500 rupees de dena, vote de dena. It doesn't work like that. Women of Maharashtra are saying, give our children jobs that they seek. Give us children, if our children are going to school and universities, give them rational fee structure. If I'm stepping out of home and working and I want to buy a few things, make it, worthy of living. Give us a better standard of living. So this 1,500 did not come out of a point of view of bettering women's lives. It's come out of the opportunism of seeking votes by luring voters with these kind of schemes. So that is why I'm very certain this is not working, even if they postpone the elections only to ensure that another month of 1,500 can be given to the women.
Let me ask you about Mumbai, and you mentioned, quality of life has gone down and people are finding it difficult and so on. But is it also not a fact that Mumbai's infrastructure has really skyrocketed in the last few years? You have the Trans Harbour link, the Atal Setu, which is now functional, it's open and functional. You have the Mumbai Coastal Road, which is open and functional. And I believe next month the Prime Minister will be inaugurating the Aqua Line 3 of the Mumbai Metro between BKC and RA. The same RA metro cabin shed which your leader, Aditya Thackeray, had opposed.
Okay, so all the projects you've named, you should actually go into history and say whose idea was the Mumbai Coastal Road? Who fought that fight?
But you didn't complete it. You didn't complete it.
So 2.5 years during COVID is what we were managing. Tell me something, Zaka. Were human lives more important, or at that point in time putting in our money when there was no support coming from the center? But even then, despite of that, before talking about completion, let's talk about the vision. Who envisioned it? It was envisioned by Uddhav Sahib Thackeray. BMC was just allow me.
But who is going to take the credit for it politically?
I'll tell you why. I will take credit for it. My party will take credit for it.
But you didn't see it through.
If you allow me to complete, if they would have allowed us to, complete a government for 5 years, a tenure, it would have been inaugurated much before the Prime Minister had to come and inaugurate it. I can assure you of that as well.
This is the coastal road you're talking about.
Yeah. Now coming to the Atal, the NTHL project. If you look at the period during our period, despite COVID, the fastest work was done to ensure that it leads to completion was during our tenure. That is why, it is very easy to come and say, oh, I take credit because Prime Minister has come and inaugurated it. But Prime Minister went and inaugurated the Chhatrapati Shivaji statue also. What happened to it? What happened to it? You all play with the emotions of our country, of our Maharashtrians, and you say, "Arey, unhone inaugurate कर लिया तो उनको credit." अरे vision किसका था? That is the point. काम कौन कर रहा था? देखो Zaka, I have to complete because 3 things were asked of me. Now coming to the RA forest, let me tell you one thing. Whether the RA forest, we were not against the metro line going through RA forest. Please understand the difference. The problem was with the car shed, and it will continue to be. You start a car shed. From car shed, you start up ancillary industries, then you set up stations, then you set up restaurants. You are basically trying to de-reserve a forest. What you're going to get, and Mumbai is only one of the cities in India which is proud of the fact that we have a jungle in the midst of an urban city. We were trying to protect that. Kanjur Marg, the salt pan lands that were being, and the audience should know this, the Kanjur Marg plots that we had identified as the area where car shed should come, where it would merge 3 metro lines. Here, there's only 1 metro line merging. The car shed would be serving only 1 metro line. We said move it to Kanjur Marg, cheaper, cost effective, and it will merge 3 metro lines and we'll be able to do it and it will save our environment. Salt pan lands, the Commerce Minister at that time was Piyush Goyal, who's now the Mumbai North Member of Parliament. He stalled it saying that it is central government land, we can't give it to you. He went to the High Court. And as soon as their government came to power, the stay on that Kanjurmarg land was taken away. And who has it gone to? It has gone to Mr. Adani as part of the Dharavi redevelopment project. It was not part of the tender agreement. But Mr. Adani is now saying, hello, hame Dharavi ke liye, resettlement ke liye, we want the salt pan lands also, we want this also, we want that also. So it has been given to him.
But ma'am, the larger
So
point...
don't blame the environment. Look at the larger point for my city and for my city to be breathable, not just for my generation, for future 10 generations to come. And that was the fight that Aditya ji was fighting.
But the same future 10 generations also need better roads and better metro and better connectivity. And your party, by opposing things like the RA car shed, opposing the Dharavi redevelopment project, you are being seen as a party that is opposing for the sake of opposing without keeping development of Mumbaikars in mind.
Okay, how well are you aware of what's happening in Dharavi?
You can enlighten me
No,
and the
I'll
audience.
be happy to enlighten you because it's very easy to say you're opposing the things for the sake of opposing. 550 acres of land, 540 acres of land of Dharavi, which has been handed over through a tender procedure, which has been won by Mr. Gautam Adani's company, right? Out of which, what is the area that needs to be redeveloped? 300 acres. Out of 540 acres, 300 acres is what Mr. Adani has to redevelop because that's where the slums are. We had said it would be an in situ. Those who stay there, because there are many smaller industries there, let it be in situ. They have decided that there are many who are not eligible for this. And if you're not eligible, or if you have to make transit camps, you have to make it in the additional 240 acres that we've allotted to you. Doesn't that work? Isn't that fair? Mumbai, real estate prices are sky high. Now what have they done? After winning the project, which allotted them 540 acres, they said 540 acres is not enough for us. We need the Kanjurmarg land. We need another set of land. They have asked for additional 500 acres. Today, Mr. Adani, by the virtue of saying Dharavi redevelopment, owns 1,000 acres of land. State government, central government land.
No, but the state says that the land is not being sold.
Me to complete.
The land is being held by the government itself under a
just allow me
company.
He wants to create transit camps in the additional land. Now tell me, Mr. Jacob, if you have one, let's say a salary agreement. You've been told this is the salary you will get and you've agreed to it. Then you join the company and you say, ये तो salary में मेरा काम ही नहीं चला, मैंने तो ध्यान ही नहीं दिया. I want higher salary. I want double the salary. Does this work? And 1 second, I'm not ending it here. Just hold on. Then they create this entire idea of any builder who wants to buy TDR, he has to compulsorily buy it from this project. 50% TDR has to come from this project at a price that Mr. Adani will decide. Do you realize how your per square feet area would cost you much higher? Then, 1 second, he's also asking for leeway as far as open spaces are concerned. We are already fighting open spaces issue. I was just part of a open spaces issue where they wanted to create, out of a Patwardhan park, they wanted to make a parking lot. The residents fought it out. And I went to join the celebration and it was finally scrapped by the BMC. So Mumbai is already fighting for open spaces. Mumbai is already fighting for green spaces. And you're saying, okay, give us exemption in this. Give us exemption in everything. Give us exemption from premium. He was to pay some amount to BMC. He has asked for exemption in that too. You're selling away the Mumbai land. You're giving it away to Mr. Adani. Mumbai city cannot become Adani city and we totally reject that. Okay. And if we reject that and that's anti-development, I'm sorry. Whose anti-development is this government who's only for pro-Adani development and not pro-Mumbai development?
Okay, so let me now come to some national issues because obviously national issues will also take the center stage when the campaign rings out. I want to first start with this whole, and since I'm asking you this because you represent a party, as your leader, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray said, the originators of Hindutva in this country. So this whole temple laddu controversy that's been going on, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has made an allegation citing a lab report that under the previous dispensation under Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, adulterated ghee was used to make laddus in Tirupati, and this is an insult to all Hindus. As a party that represents Hindutva and is the forholder of Hindu Asta, what do you have to say about this controversy?
I've already tweeted about it, and I have made a very strong tweet about it. I said anyone behind this has to be punished exemplarily, because this is playing with our emotions, our faith, our devotion. And I am going to actually in the parliament in the upcoming session, and you can hold me to it, I'm going to ask an audit of all the temples across my country. All the temples across my country, irrespective of our politics, have to ensure that my faith is not diluted at the cost of someone winning a contract and earning money out of it. Not just Andhra Pradesh, not just Tirupati. It has to be Ayodhya, it has to be even Dwarkadish temple, all the temples across India. Let's do an audit. Don't you agree with it? Shouldn't we have an audit? We should have an audit.
Why then?
And not for politics. Please also, Shiv Sena's manifesto, we did not have to put it specifically in our manifesto that Ram Mandir wahi banna chahiye. It was a matter of our devotion and astha, and when Ram Mandir was built and decision was taken by the Supreme Court. We were the first political party that went there and we donated some amount. Not going into the politics of it. ये मेरी राजनीति का विषय नहीं है. ये शिवसेना की राजनीति नहीं है. ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की राजनीति है, जहां वो चुनावी हिंदू बन जाते हैं, वो ऑपर्चुनिस्टिक हिंदू बन जाते हैं. आंध्र प्रदेश में हो रहा है तो आग उबल रही है. दूसरी जगह होगा क्या पता है, क्योंकि वहां पे उनकी सरकारें हैं. मध्य
The search for
who's lived here, grown up here, studied here, done my politics from here. I'm not one of those politicians who lives in New Delhi but then goes to some part of a rural part of India once a month by train and does my politics. This is where I live. I fought from the areas each and every time from the area I live. I've never fought from another area. And so I'm passionate about Mumbai. I'm passionate about Maharashtra. I'm excited by the transformation that Mumbai is seeing right now. I'm excited by the fact that projects that I personally tried to push through for a decade and a half are finally seeing the light of day. And I think that it's Mumbai's time to shine. The MMR region, which is the Mumbai metropolitan region, which till recently was only one part of this region, has now expanded considerably and is set to expand even further. And Mumbai's metropolitan region, Zaka, will be an economic, social, cultural growth driver, not just for Maharashtra, but for the country as a whole.
But Milind, tell me this. You talk about the infrastructure projects, and yes, admittedly, there has been a lot of infrastructure projects that have come up in the last few years. But just a couple of days back, we saw the story of a middle-aged woman being drowned to death in an open drain. A few months back, we had the story of a billboard falling on people and 17 people dying. Surely, it is appalling that in this day and age, in a city like Mumbai, people should be dying because of woeful civic infrastructure.
Yes. No, absolutely. And can you change things overnight? No. But has the change begun in a city like Mumbai with regards to the BMC and the municipality? Absolutely it has. For 25 to 30 years, the Uddhav Thackeray Sena used the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, which mind you is the largest municipal corporation in the country. The annual budget of the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai is more than the budget of certain states in our country. It was used as an ATM. If you look at roads, for instance, this monsoon, we're still in the fag end of the monsoons. I have, in the last 2 years, seen the pothole debate in Mumbai, which is an important debate, reduce considerably because the quality of roads have started to improve. I'm not saying they've improved. I'm not saying the roads are perfect. I'm not saying there's not enough work that we have to do. But they've started to improve. Now, if I give you one statistic which baffles people who are not from Mumbai, NHAI, which is the National Highway Authority of India,
believe there is only one Shiv Sena which belongs to Balasaheb Thackeray ji, which carries forward the legacy is Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray and Shri Aditya Thackeray. Any other imposter will sooner or later meet his match. That is all I'd end with. So we are the party legacy. We are the legacy. We've seen it happen with Ramvilas Paswan ji, party Chirag Paswan, and then Chirag Paswan was given a hug and called Hanuman. So it continues to happen. It will continue to happen. We know where Shiv Sena is and who Shiv Sena belongs to.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Priyanka Chaturvedi, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me over.
All right, thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Zaka. So
people at the end of the day will decide, and the day is not very far, as we know. Our next guest tonight rose through the ranks of the Bharatiya Janata Party to become the youngest Chief Minister of Maharashtra back in 2014. He has been on the seat, off it, now sitting on another one. There's never a dull moment when he's really in the mix. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Devendra Fadnavis.
Prodigal son of Maharashtra, selfless Swayam Sevak, no-nonsense administrator, natural troubleshooter, and a Neta with mass appeal. Devendra Fadnavis has created a new benchmark in Maharashtra politics. From being the youngest municipal mayor at the age of 27 to becoming the second youngest chief minister of the state, this Karyakarta rose up the ranks in BJP with hard work, humility and honesty. In 2014, he stormed to power. His role as the CM was challenging,